Good morning, everyone. I'm Roseann Sarica Benedict, and I'm here today trying to get myself into the holiday spirit. It's the day before Thanksgiving. All my plans have changed because of COVID. Normally we have 30, 40 people for Thanksgiving. We were going to reduce it to 15, and now with the restrictions and my family being out of town or compromised or whatever, I think we're only going to be like 5. But you know what? I love being with my family, and I'm thankful and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful that everybody's healthy. So we'll just do what we have to do. But in the meantime, I need to get myself in the spirit. So cooking always does that to me. So I'm going to start off with pumpkin bread today. And this recipe is, I'm going to give a shout out, my friend Retta, Melissa Thomas Ballas. This is her recipe, and she got that from her mother, and I have to say it's my favorite pumpkin bread recipe ever. So, and it's not very hard. So I'm going to make, I think 4 loaves in this batch, and I'll probably make some more and share the love and give some to some friends. But it's really easy. So let's get started. The recipe calls for 3.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to put in 7 cups of flour. Here. Okay. And it calls for a lot of sugar. It's 2 cups of sugar. So we're doubling that, and it's going to be 4 cups of sugar. You can reduce that a little bit if you don't want quite so much sugar, but hey, did anybody ever say don't add the sugar? And then we're going to add, I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and again, we'll double it, so we're going to put 4 teaspoons. And we're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of powder, so again, double it to be 1 teaspoon. Okay. We're also going to put 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and so that's 3, right? Teaspoons of salt. 2, 3. And then, of course, you have to add some wonderful cinnamon. Yum. And you can, be as aggressive with your cinnamon as you want. This calls for 1 teaspoon. I'm going to put, obviously 2, and I'm going to add 1 more, 3. And then the same measurements for nutmeg. And 1, 2, and I'm going to put 3, just 1 for good luck. So we have our spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and then we're just going to mix this again, a little bit, blend it up. It smells really good. The cinnamon always smells great. And then we're going to add the wet ingredients to this. And the wet ingredients are a cup of oil. Again, we'll add 2 cups. And I didn't pre-pour that. So, and I use Mazola corn oil. I use Mazola corn oil for almost everything. It's, I don't know, it's what I grew up with and it's what I know. So, Mazola corn oil. So, 2 cups of that. And 4 eggs, which will become 8 eggs. So, I hope everybody has some wonderful traditional recipes that they're going to use for Thanksgiving. Really, all I care about on Thanksgiving is the mashed potatoes. I have a great recipe for mashed potatoes, and that's what I look forward to every Thanksgiving. And of course, gravy. Right, you gotta have gravy. All right, this is 7, and here's my 8th one. Okay, and I'm gonna grab my whisk that I use. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a ball inside a ball. See that little stainless ball? And it works really well as a whisk. So I'm just gonna give these eggs a quick little turn so that they break up a bit. So, okay. So that's really easy to do. Except for that one that's not. Okay, there we go. So they're all broken up. Okay. Then, what else do we add? We need to add water, and 2/3 cup of water, so this is 1 1/3 cup of water. And the last ingredient, of course, is our pumpkin. Well, actually, it's not going to be our last ingredient, but this is the last ingredient on the recipe card. And this is 2 cups of pumpkin, which for doubling it is now 4 cups. It's a big measuring cup, right? Anyway, so I got 4 cups of pumpkin in here. And then, after I mix this up, I'm going to add nuts, because we are definitely, as you know from looking at my other videos, we are definitely a nut family. Maybe some might even say we're a little bit nutty. But I'm sure you never heard that one before, right? So anyway, we use either walnuts or pecans, but I love pecans in my breads. So I am going to throw that in there. And this is mixing up really nicely. This pumpkin bread is moist, and what I love about it is you can take it out of the oven and slice it open, slice it up and have it warm. You can have it with butter, which is my absolute favorite. So make sure when you go to the store you have enough butter in your house for pumpkin bread. And then we sometimes have it for an appetizer. When we put out our appetizers, we put it out. And sometimes we put it out for dessert. So, whenever you think it's appropriate is when you can serve it. But this is mixed well. Look at that. Oh, looks so good. So now I'll just add my nuts, and probably about a cup of nuts, so we'll do 2 cups. And I bought the chopped pecans, diamond chopped pecans. I bought them because they were already chopped, but they're really not chopped very finely. So if you like finely chopped nuts, you might want to give them another chop, but I think this is perfect. I like to bite into a nut, so I'm just going to leave them how they are. So, that being said, we've added the nuts. I'm going to move things a little bit away from me. And you're so lucky you don't see the rest of my kitchen. It's such a mess. So, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to just blend these nuts into this batter. Probably could do even a little bit more nuts if you wanted to. Actually, I have a bag that's opened. I'm going to add these nuts as well. Again, cooking is just, I know there's a science to baking and cooking and all that, but with cooking, I feel like you can be so lax on what the recipe says and just do what you want to do. So that's what I do. Anyway, spray your pans with ham, and I'm going to do 4 of these little throwaway baking pans. We should fill all 4 of these with this. Normally you get, whoops, I just dropped my spatula on the ground, and I'll pick that up later. Normally you get 2 loaves with each batch that you make. So, let me get my scooper thing. So normally you get 2 loaves with each batch. I'm sure I'll probably get more because these aren't standard baking pan sizes. They're a little bit smaller, and you don't just put 1 scoop in here either. I don't know if that's easier. I'm gonna just dollop it in. Okay, here we go. This is much better. Oh, they look so good. Okay, that's 1. And here's our second one. So, I don't know, it's been very quiet out in town. They did put the Christmas lights up on Greenwich Avenue. They look really pretty. If you haven't been out and about, you should take a ride at evening time to go see the beautiful lights. Well, I was a contributor. The Greenwich Board of realtors asked for contributions this year, and I contributed. And then actually my new company that I'm working for, Compass, also was a big contributor from what I understand. That's what they told me at least. And so it's great when everybody helps out and makes our town a beautiful town. So go down the avenue and grab some takeout from some of the local restaurants. And there's so many good ones. What are my favorites? Well, I don't know. I love Harvest. I love Mediterranean. No, not Mediterranean. Well, I do love Mediterranean too, but I love Terra. Mili Milo for some crepes is delicious. What else? Gosh, there's so many new ones. There's Miku and a pizza place there, the taco place. Lots of good restaurants. So grab some, grab your friends, grab your family, go down to Greenwich Avenue, look at the lights, and get in the holiday spirit. So anyway, I ended up getting 5 loaves. So here's my 5 loaves of bread. I'm gonna pop them in the oven, and of course I'm gonna show you what they look like after they're all done. So I will talk to you then. Okay, so here's my finished pumpkin breads. While you guys weren't looking, I actually ended up making another batch because I had all that leftover pumpkin and I might as well just make it. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loaves of pumpkin bread. And you can see they're really yummy looking. They smell good. And if you need a loaf of pumpkin bread, come on over and see me. But in the meantime, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I love you all.